Imagine that. Chris Pratt coming back to save the MCU, and he might be bringing a few of his Guardians with him. Today we'll tell you why there's a pivot perhaps behind the scenes, the Russo brothers doing whatever it's going to take to bring back that cold, hard green cash and save the Avengers. Butts, what did you think we were going to say? Hello, folks, and happy day. Welcome back to the Pro Channel, where we continue to give you what you need to know in order to stay in front of that culture curve. As we get ready to dive in today, consider clicking the like button. We'll get underway with the latest rumor, scoop, take some salt. Let's dive in right now. Take a look at this, folks. It is the Prattinator, and he is declaring that, some stuff that might be interesting given the rumor that we're hearing. We'll talk about the rumor in just a moment. But out of Fox News, Chris Pratt says, if you save my son, I will give you everything. I will give you my life. I will give you my platform. I won't be ashamed to talk about you. Says actor Chris Pratt made a deal with God after his son was born with health issues. Now he's trying to make good on his promise. Let's view it. Here we go, folks. Here's what Chris Pratt had to say.
You know, I was baptized Catholic, and we weren't a big church-going family. And I had a few different moments through the course of my life where I really felt called to God and gave my heart to Jesus. The most impactful moment was when my son was born. He was born early and had some health scares, and in that moment really made some deals with God, you know, and as you do when you're praying. And I felt like, if you save my son, I will give you everything. I'll give you my life. I'll give you my platform. I won't be ashamed to talk to you, talk about you. And he did save my son. And I've been trying to make good on that promise ever since.
So Chris Pratt is becoming far more, that's a bad frame. There we go. Chris Pratt is becoming far more open about his faith and about his prayers. That's going to be interesting, because one of the things what we're hearing, folks, this is rumor and speculation territory. We are in scoop mode right now. We have previously reported that it's looking like the Russo brothers are working to get Chris Pratt to come back and maybe lead what we believe is now going to be a trilogy of Avengers films. But that's not all. Now, ladies and gentlemen, our same source is reaching out to us and saying that it may not just be Chris Pratt. And I don't know how to say the lady who plays Mantis. I don't know how to say her name. I think it's Palm Clementif.
Palm, yeah.
Palm. Okay, well, Miss Palm, we're hearing maybe reprising her role, as well as Bradley Cooper coming back as Rocket. Now, this would not be the full Guardians of the Galaxy. They're not going to have Drax, and, well, at least we don't think so right now. We're not hearing that Drax, Bautista, would be coming back, and definitely not Gamora. No word on Nebula. But what we're hearing, and again, we're in rumor mode right now, but what I'm hearing, folks, from our sources who have been very consistently accurate in the past, is that they've decided Pedro Pascal is not the winner chicken dinner that they need to get them across the finish line. They were looking for who could draw an audience back in, because this is many billions of dollars on the line. Chris Pratt is the one that they're going with, but bringing him back, apparently they decided that they want to bring Mantis with him. And so what's interesting about this to me is when they're reconstituting those characters back into the Avengers, well, those are James Gunn's characters. He's over there doing DC, but he made the Guardians. Now it's the Guardians who might be coming to save the day for Marvel. Culture, I'll start with you. What do you make of this? Is this, do you buy into it? Is there credibility here? And are these the right characters to try to get people interested again?
Well, okay, so let me start here. There are not a lot of characters that could bring back the MCU. I can say that confidently because there is a complete apathy, and I wish Kevin was here to actually break this down, because he's one of the best at the MCU, but I'll do my best, Kevin, and just say this is probably one of the few people and the few crews of people that could bring people back to the MCU for a major team up movie. I don't think we're going to get a big bump from what's going to happen from the Fantastic Four. And as Marvel's first family, I this is a very poor representation of that. I think Chris Pratt, as a wholesome human that there's really very little to dislike about, would be a fantastic leader both on screen but also off. And I think that would be great. And if this is something that will happen, I think this will be the last rescue. I think Coach probably has more to say on that, to be fair.
Coach, your thoughts?
Well, the best thing was the comments Chris Pratt made. Good for him for standing firm in his faith and not being ashamed. We're commanded to not be ashamed. So that's great. I hope that he does not get any backlash professionally because he is a Christian and likes to talk about it. He's not really gotten any backlash so far. Not really. Not like it's apples and oranges, but not like what happened with Gina Carano or other people. He can definitely lead a show. Can he bring Marvel back to any type of relevance? No. He could give us a good movie. You said something about perhaps a trilogy. Okay, if he did that, he could give us 3 good movies. But that doesn't make Marvel anywhere, the MCU anywhere like it was, 10 years ago. Those days have passed.
Even 6 years ago, Coach. Six years ago, how excited were you for Avengers Endgame?
Oh, extremely. It was incredible. It's still incredible. That's such a rewatchable movie. It will stand the test of time. But look at the things that have come after it, like so many other franchises. And, fans are apathetic. And it's going to be really difficult to bring people back. It's the same thing with DC. You mentioned James Gunn. What is he going to be able to turn DC into a winner? Ooh, I don't know. I'm not sure. No matter how good the Superman is or bad it is, there's a long way to go. We don't need base hits. We need home runs. Mm-hmm. Let me give a little sports analogy there. And that's baseball, Steve. It's not a quarterback.
Right. Thank you.
I am so happy that you got the troll. That
Coach,
makes me very happy.
Coach, can I beg one last question of you, my friend?
Sure, sir.
If this is where Marvel's at in comparison, because it's something you and I both love, where's Star Wars at?
Worse.
As far as like a savior, somebody that could come back and at least deliver something that'll be there for fans. Where is there hope on the horizon? Is there somebody that can come back like a Chris Pratt? Is there somebody that can rescue Star Wars? Because I honestly don't think it's going to be this Mandalorian Grogu movie.
No. And that could be a really good, fine film. Who knows? Maybe it will be. But that doesn't make Star Wars relevant. It's probably not going to do very well at the box office. The last time there was hype for The Mandalorian, all the hype died when season 3 hit. So, man, Star Wars has been on a long, treacherous decline.
Kevin, your thoughts on the idea that Chris Pratt, Palm, and Bradley Cooper could be coming back, and maybe half of the Guardians could be the box office draw that the Russo brothers need?
I'd say that's going to drum up half of the enthusiasm they think it's going to, and I might be being generous. Dude, I've said it a billion times. We are in the apathy phase. They just don't want to admit it, but they need to come to grips like Norman Osborn at the end of the first Spider-Man. We watched him go through all the stages in record time. That's where everybody else is. There's been months of it. Yes, you know what? Is Chris Pratt, has he proven that he can be a remarkable leading man? He gave us 2, an Amazon movie, and what the other one was where he was a Navy SEAL. Was that a show or is that a movie? But he had 2 fantastic outings where he gets to show his charisma. He gets to show a little gravitas. But the MCU's not positioned him where he can become the new Steve Rogers, right? There is only one Steve Rogers in Marvel. And someone needs to tell Chris Evans, we need you to put your lunatic beliefs off to the side for a second. Just play shush ball and go be Captain America while people still like you, because you're not a movie star.
No.
So there's no reason to pretend. You just be Captain America, collect a check, and let's let everyone make money.
My additional request, Kevin, would be that he doesn't show America's anymore or any other body part.
No, please. No, please. America doesn't need to be cracked up that way.
What does that? What should that say to you? Just as a quick reflection, though? Why doesn't that speak to the guys like him? Like, everyone loves Captain America because of what he stands for, and everyone loves Chris Evans because of what it seemed like he stood for, because he was the character. And then, as soon as everyone got to know him, there was this disdain. And it's the same thing for Mark Ruffalo. These guys, they haven't connected the dots as to what makes them valuable. And it's not about who you are, what you believe, but it truly comes down to what you aspire to. And I think, just to kind of bring it full circle, that's kind of what is the difference about Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt will play the goofball, whereas as a person, he lives out what everyone aspires to.
Yeah.
He has a family. That's pretty respectable. I mean, he's made some bad decisions, and he would be the first to admit it. But like, he tries to live out like a good life. It's not about the fame. He does the movies as a job, but he loves his family. He loves what he does throughout the rest of his life, and you get that through the rest of his social media. And he doesn't really care what other people think, because he's just living life. And a lot of these other guys, they haven't clued in, but that's the problem with all of the people that they've chosen as leads for all the rest of these Avengers or Marvel movies, is no one actually likes what these people live for and stand for. And so if you can kind of convince the people that you actually are what you kind of pretend to be, then they're going to latch onto you. Or alternately, if they know that you're not what you're pretending to be and you're far greater than that, they're going to latch onto you. So there's something about just being that level-headed. You just love your family, you love your God, you love like what you do, and people will respect you if you just kind of, I don't even want to say stay in your lane, but you stay true to who you are.
And that's the heart of it, though, is that Chris Pratt is who he says he is, and he has owned his mistakes, and he has done his best to make up for whatever they are, publicly and privately. He is a genuine human. He is the relatable guy that the other ones want to pretend to be, but they don't really have a desire to be relatable. They just want to tell you how to live, and they think that their way is the best way. And ultimately, that is repugnant to people. I don't want to be lectured. Listen, I get it. Chris Evans has a genius intellect. I think it's shamefully squandered. But at the end of the day, like, Chris, you're a dude, bro. We've always been a dude, bro. I don't want to be lectured about my behavior from a Boston frat boy. I'm sure if I went digging around your closet, I'd find some pretty raunchy Boston frat boy behavior. At the end of the day, I don't care about that, because humans are humans. We make mistakes. We have bad judgment calls. At the end of the day, though, as the saying goes, to err is human. As long as you're trying to be a decent person, that's all 99% of us care about. When you see Chris Pratt, this is a guy who genuinely enjoys his life. At the end of the day, he has a cool life. He gets to hang out with Arnold Schwarzenegger. He gets to tell funny jokes. He makes cool movies. He was freaking Mario. What's not to love about that? But all the other guys getting together to lecture and scream, and it's just, who wants to be around miserable people? And people who are miserable for the sake of being miserable. That's not what this is about. People need escape now more than ever, right? I was talking to a friend of mine, and her mom was real quick to point out, hey, we did all this during the 70s, and it wasn't fun then. So like right now, people need escapism. They need joy. They need something. They need people to aspire to. Like young men in particular need heroes. And I'm sorry, but at the end of the day, other than those who protect and serve, who's a better role model than Chris Pratt? A man who accepts his job as a father, as a man, yes, even as a Christian. He goes, I'm out here to try to do the right thing as best I can. And it just, I don't think it gets better than that because it's simple and it's honest.
Wow, that was powerful stuff. Kevin, excellent job, man. Well said, well said. Panel, any other thoughts on this one before we wrap up the conversation here?
I think Chris Pratt could hold it down. I think Chris Pratt could actually reinvigorate the franchise very, very well for the reasons beautifully illustrated by Kevin. So I am in perfect agreement with this. Right now, it's the best play. And look, I understand it's not ideal. You maybe want other actors or characters coming back, but it's the best play that they have. Maybe they'll actually do it. Go ahead, Culture.
But no, my friend, and this is the thing, is I agree with you. It's the best play they have, which means they absolutely won't do it. Sorry. I mean, what seems to be the thing that we've been getting rumors about, what seems to be the things that seems the most logical, won't likely happen. I'm sorry. Disney is not going to go for the things that in the past would have made them popular or, family friendly or, following a logical line. They haven't done that in a long, long time. I want to believe it. I mean, Kevin and I we spent, a week's worth of videos talking about the things that were logical. You're going to see more of those starting, again tomorrow, but I don't think if they even head this direction, let's say they do, let's say that Pratt actually leads the right direction, the overall tone of the movie won't follow it.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. I mean, we have not seen Marvel develop an actual quote unquote hero in a long time. They are constantly explaining away the faults of the demons, the evil, right, the villains, whatever it is.
Deconstructing those that we love.
And there's no love there. Anyway, sorry, Pro, go ahead.
Let's go to Lauren. Lauren, I'm going to give you the final word on this topic, and then we've got to go to something else.
2 quick points I'd like to make. I think if you're going to do this, if you're going to position Star-Lord as the lead, then what I would be doing on the movie set is getting Dan Abnett's advice. I'd be calling him up and saying, hey, come and consult on this because we need you. The second thing that I want to bring up is actually a comment that Hangry made the other day when we were talking. And he tilted to the idea that maybe they could do something with Vance Astro, who was part of the Guardians 3000 team. And that could be your replacement Cap, because backstory for those who don't know, Vance Astro was Major Victory. He was from the Guardians 3000 team. He was an astronaut that got displaced in time and went looking for Cap's shield and actually found it and started living out Cap's ideals in the future. Now, that Guardians 3000 team has already been displaced into the current timeline with Staccato and his Guardians, so they fudged the timeline a little bit. But if you bring in Vance Astro, you've kind of got your future Cap, and maybe that's a way they could do that.
That could be cool. That could be cool, folks. We'll see if Marvel rules or loses. They may be going to James Gunn characters at the same time that James Gunn is making Superman. And folks, we have come to the end yet again. Another video of excellence in the can. What a joy it has been to share time with you. We hope you enjoyed it as well. If so, consider clicking that like button. Share, subscribe, click it, stick it to the algorithms. It is the notification bell. And as always, drop a comment down below. A mind is a terrible thing to waste, so waste not yours. Join a community dialogue today, just on down below. Folks, we are going to say farewell for now, but we will see you back. 4 is more, and that's how many videos we put out every single day here on the Pro Channel. Hope you enjoy them all. Until the next time, keep learning, keep growing, and as always, keep having fun. Jump into the water!
Why listen to music made by people and companies who really don't like you? Check out Vacation Radio today and prepare for all new content made by the people behind the WDW Pro Channel. It's the place you need for all the music. That should be fun. Hundreds of songs, every genre you can imagine. Listen live on YouTube and enjoy a set list that's always sunny. It's Vacation Radio. What are you waiting for? Every WDW Pro video has a link to Vacation Radio in the video description. Try it out and subscribe today.